Hi, everybody.
So ugly.
What's going on?
Can y'all finally hear my sounds and everything? There it is. There it is. Got some the sound effects up in here.
How can I
Say again?
how can I set it where I can see both of y'all at the same time?
See all. I had to do that because on mine it would flip flop to whoever was speaking at first, and then when I shared screen with you guys, now it has everybody.
There should be a way to make it so everybody shows up too, because that's what I usually do. I usually switch it shows like 3 people at the same time. It's one of the view settings.
You know what? This thing, I'm gonna have to play with this because this thing is not. It's not giving me that option.
Yeah, but see, on the cell phone, it might be completely different.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure you can do it. I just gotta play with it. What's going on? What's Yeah,
So
sorry. I knew I probably wasn't gonna make it home. Oh man, I messed up.
You hit something.
Oh my
now.
goodness. Oh yeah. Hold on, I'm coming back in. Golly, I don't put up that butt back one time.
Fight!
And,
Fight! Hadouken!
I got all this stuff going on, messing with these sounds. See, this is prime. Why I wanted to get us 3 together to talk about gaming, talk about where we think that gaming development is going, talk about old school games, talk about stuff like
Thailand.
games that people don't even play no more that were still fresh.
My wife and I just watched Mortal Kombat the other night.
You know what? Even though they did a
there we
horrible
go.
job,
Oh, okay. See,
I
that's
still enjoy that meeting.
It's funny shit.
Your Superman shirt on.
hey, that's how I roll. You know how I roll. Y'all already know who my guy is. You already know that.
I thought it was Flash.
Don't make me hang up.
Tiger!
Don't make me play like that.
Don't make
play
me
like
hang up.
that.
Hit you with
Uppercut!
hit you with the.
Uppercut!
so fast.
Yeah, so let's get right in it. This is the premiere. This is game 1. I gotta send this over. I hope it's actually recording, and I'm gonna send this over to you, Scott, to tweak and to help edit so that we can actually put this on YouTube and have some young folks and old folks alike just share some comments and thoughts about. I said, let's talk about what we think gaming developers, their mindset and how we think the trend's going, just to throw off a topic. And we'll try to keep this down to only about 30 minutes, have fun with it, and then just do this from time to time. Just fill it up. I got noise and everything going on. People sitting there in the other room playing Super Mario Brothers, having a good time. Stuff that people all these games over here that I'm messing people. All that. People having fun and they're in. Not online, not first-person shooting. Not saying nothing against first-person shooters and stuff like that, but talk about they're having a real fun time over there, and they're not worrying about lag on the internet, not worrying about loot caches and all that other stuff. So can y'all hear all the little sound effects?
Yeah. My cat's like looking at the computer like, what the fuck?
Uppercut!
But it's an open mic, round robin. What's your mindset? Let's start off with you, Smooth. How do you feel the gaming industry, these developers, how are they going and stuff? I mean, you play plenty of games.
Well, I mean, the at the end of the day, I guess the bottom line is to make money. But I mean, the thing. But there's nothing wrong with making a profit. I mean, that's what everybody's out to do is make a profit. But we need to hold. I mean, first off, right. I mean, first off, the developers they need to deliver the product that they say they're going to deliver. That's the bottom line. I mean, you can. I mean, I'll pay just like we've talked about this many times before. I'm willing to pay anything. I mean, for my entertainment, there's no limit to what I'll pay. You know what I'm saying? But just give me if you say you're gonna do this, then do it. If you say we're gonna have this experience, I mean, just be transparent. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. That's like the biggest thing we do not have in gaming now is transparency. You look at people. They just like look. I don't want to. I ain't calling nobody out. I mean,
I won't say no names. I won't say no names, Destiny. I won't say no names.
Yeah, we gotta pick on.
I won't say no names.
We ain't gotta pick on the developer, but
Bungie.
it's a trend. What's that?
No, nothing, Bungie. Nothing. Go ahead.
I mean, but believe it or not, Bungie is not the worst offender either. Because I will say one thing about Bungie. Even though they have not delivered on everything that they promised initially, they are really out there trying. At the end of the day, if you don't do the second, some people they're not gonna stay along for the whole ride.
But they are doing what a lot of developers are doing. We are buying games at full price, and then we become the beta testers. They will tweak things, fix things. We've discussed this before. They put out unfinished product, incomplete content, let us game test it at our expense, and then give us a game.
Yeah,
what's up with that?
What? I mean,
what?
And it's not even cheap. I mean, we're talking about the full ride. You got to pay the full ride. You know what I'm
exactly. That's how I feel about it. Sharks, and I'm using everyone's gamer names here. Secure, case move, Sharks. What's your mindset on it? But one more time, let me give everyone, those developers that are letting us be game content at our expense.
I mean, the only game I've been playing is Destiny lately, which is crazy. I actually took a week off because I was like, I deserve a break, and I was working a lot of late nights on stuff. I started playing, what was it, Infamous 2 the other day again.
Oh, nice.
That's kind of fun.
yeah.
But I didn't get super far with it. But, the subscription model I get in some ways because, they have recurring revenue. They can keep developing stuff.
Okay.
But, it does suck when stuff's being shipped that's really not, ready for
complete. Not complete.
Yeah. And then sometimes it takes a while to get bugs fixed. So it's like, you're like, come on, do better. But, I want to try to give them a little benefit of the doubt. I'm sure they had to transition a lot from going into COVID, and working remote, totally probably changed things a lot. But, I agree. I want to be, I want to get what I pay for, feel like it's got value. So
I feel like Russell Crowe standing out there, they're saying to us, "Are you not fully entertained?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not," because if I take time out of my stressful day and I choose to play a certain game, I want fulfillment. Yes, and I'm going to say some games that I play. Okay, yes, I play the hell out of Destiny. I think Destiny should put me on the payroll because someone's time. Invested.
My brother used to be a game tester at Blizzard.
How much I've invested in that dog. A 403B, a 401k. CARES package. I need to take care of me because we put in some time on that game,
Yeah.
But now everything is just catered to. Okay, I still don't feel we have a complete story. You have to read the lore just to get background about that. Which for me, if you want me to learn more about this game, let me play something. Act like Mass Effect. Give me some background. Send me to that person's planet. Let me play some content. Let me explain why, I should be afraid of the darkness and why the Hive. Don't give me these little pieces or the Hive. Talk about these little things. Give me something in depth,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think with Europa, with the deals, the expansion they got coming in a couple of months. I mean, this will be Bungie. Since I was trying. Look, I just want to go on record. I was trying not to pick on you, Bungie. I was not trying to pick on you. I was going to give you a pass today. But I do believe that this will be the opportunity to they they fully cut all the strings away from cut all the ties away from Activision and do their thing to say this is what we're capable of doing.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty much make or break them. Right? It's really, I mean, like Sharks, just to piggyback on something Sharks said a while ago. If they would move to a subscription model, probably a lot of issues that you would have with Destiny would probably disappear. Now you have resources, you got the time now, and you got people. Now you have resources. You can develop the game however you want to develop. You know what I'm saying? But notwithstanding that for some reason they don't want to do it. I don't know why, because I believe the community would totally jump on it. But that's neither here or there. But getting back to next light. Which one is it?
Beyond Light.
Beyond Light. Okay, that'll give them an opportunity to put them back on I guess you could say on football. When you go to halftime, we're tied up 0-0. You know what I'm saying? That's their moment. They drop the ball.
Going back, talk about game plan, talk about what's the new strategy, and come back and execute.
Yeah.
But we can only hope that they'll do that. I'm thinking that they spend so much money on the hype train. They spend so much money on the trailers. They spend so much money to get you like glued back into it. And then it's like, you see that girl on the beach, she's wearing all the right stuff, you want to go talk to her and everything. You go up close and everything, and she's like,
yeah.
complete airhead. There's like no content. Like, okay.
Or grill missing, or one breast bigger than the other or something.
Yeah. From a distance, up close and personal. And this, it's just like, I want to be fulfilled. Give us something real. I mean, everything looks good, but are you going to – we know what's going to come up next. And I'm sorry, again, to be bashing just on Bungie and the game Destiny, that I know I'm going to get done with this and go back and play again. But it's – are you going to give us some reskinned enemies again? Are you going to have us just search for the same loot? And is the content going to be empty that if I log on and my clan isn't there, if I log on and I have no one else to play with, well, I still get the same fulfillment out of this game because everything is catered to having 2 or more people. Raids, you need to have 6. You can't even get in. They tried to set the process up that you could have somebody be a Sherpa and take you through, but that didn't work, So it started to become a game that's dead. I went on this morning, and most of the day, saw 2 people in my clan on. I have 5 people on that's on my friends list. And normally, you have 2 or 3 pages filled. Right. 5 people on my friends list, and me and one other person from my clan were playing today. And that was the majority of the day, from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So, wake up. That's just my friends list, but
that community is still pretty big, though. I have to say this: Destiny still has one of the most healthy, for a definitely game on console. They got a very healthy community. I mean, the clan. Well, I ain't nothing I can say about that. The clan.
I say.
Hadouken!
We just don't have enough people playing, and I mean, there's other things to do too. Like, we tried using Discord to try to, organize things a little bit. I mean, I've played in other clans that use Slack to organize things, or other services. So we can look at doing something like that. But I don't feel like we have a lot of hardcore players. So.
Everyone's waiting on new content. I mean, Avengers came out. I love the game, and I can segue because now I can beat up on Avengers. It's just like, great game, complete game, story, perfect. But once you go through, there's a lot of hardcore gamers out there that want more content. They want to do these 14-level strongholds, Anthem type loopholes.
Oh my goodness!
Hey! This is the whole bar. We're free to talk. We play the games. I invested money into them, and Super Mario and Street Fighter, not to infringe on your guys' sounds. Whatever I need to do to make sure I ain't getting sued for using y'all sound effects, I'll do. But anyway, back to this. I think we play the game. We're just talking about the games that we play. And Marvel was again great story. Great story. Crystal Dynamics is the developer. Yeah. They do have skins that you can pay for. There's extra things that you can pay for if you want to, but they give you all the things free. the biggest issue that I started tapping into is that there's some hardcore gamers that want to do these higher level strongholds that within 24 to 48 hours, they grind and they're like, okay, there's nothing left to do. We're sitting at 180, 200 power levels and there's no more content for us. Now, it's hard to catch up as a developer for people that want to do that stuff. But how do you make a game balanced? Let's talk about balancing. Floor is open.
Well, specifically with Crystal Dynamics, I know that at first they wanted people invested in the game, and that just like with BioWare with Anthem, you want it because BioWare made a full. I mean, Anthem was totally different than anything they probably ever made. I mean, because BioWare usually they focus on the single player narratives, tremendous character development. That's usually their forte. With Anthem, that was a very swift, sharp departure away from that. So so to get people invested on it, say, you know what, we're gonna do all these things. They gave us the menu. They didn't deliver. That's a whole other subject altogether. But they gave us the menu, but they said we're gonna give it to you free. We're gonna give everything. We got a lot of things we want to do. It's really ambitious project. But no matter what, all the DLC is gonna be free. Microtransactions
with
BioWare with Anthem.
Okay.
I was using them as an example to make a point. Crystal Dynamics is doing the same thing with Marvel. I mean, they most of all the DLC characters they're supposed to be free. And all content after game release is supposed to be free. But in actuality, after we've had this conversation before, I mean, it sounds good on paper. On paper, it sounds good. But just like Scott said a little while ago, Shark. Like Shark said a little while ago, I mean, how you?
I'm laughing because their names are on the screen anyway. But go ahead.
Well, we gonna edit it. Just edit that out. Just edit that out. but who's gonna pay for it? Where are the resources going to come for all this free content? What I'm saying? When you talk about having people, I mean, even though Marvel
look at the sales. I mean, look at the sales. They got billions of dollars.
Well, true.
And I pulled up both of these side by side. I pulled up BioWare. I got Crystal Dynamics. Let's just go back. I'm gonna go back on both of these. Let's go back 7 years. Okay. So BioWare, where's the money coming from? How well did the Mass Effect franchise go? How much money did they make there? Okay. So just from 7 years, Mass Effect, the Dragon Age, Star Wars, Old Republic, Anthem. There was their biggest projects that they put money in, and we know the resounding sales there. Crystal Dynamics, going back, Tomb Raider Legend, Rise of Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and then now we have Marvel's Avengers. They have sold some games. They have revenue. I don't see these companies putting a bunch of advertisement. I don't know where their money goes, but if your money's supposed to be going into developing, develop something that I can play and enjoy, and give me all the content that you can. I shouldn't have to become the beta tester.
I want to pitch something else to you. Everything you said, absolutely right. I don't have no disagreement with anything you just said. But let me pitch another picture. Let me pitch another side to this puzzle here. Okay, now they've made money. They sold those games. They've made money. Now you done developed this game. You sold this game. You have punched a stamp on this game. But now you want to go back to this game. Where I mean, look, I need more money. I got paid. I did work on that game, right? I did work getting the game out. But DLC, hold up. That sounds like another job. You know what I'm saying? DLC. That sounds like I need a little bit more money. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at with all the DLC. I mean, think about it. Just think about every game that you can possibly imagine that has post DLC launch that's not free. Well, okay, that's not free. It's usually pretty substantial. I mean, it's not another game, but it's usually pretty substantial. Think about all the ones that's free. I mean, just look at I got a I gotta stretch my mind to think about the DLC that's free. Cause ain't that many of them. Let me
Does Fortnite charge people for content? Does Apex charge people for content? Does
No,
Modern Warfare that everyone's playing right now with Cold War and all this stuff, are people paying for content?
no, they do not. Well,
Are
the
they doing
math,
microtransactions instead, or?
yeah, they have microtransactions. They have a ton of microtransactions.
But
That's how
see,
you,
but those are still options. If you want certain weapons, if you want certain, and not even certain weapons, if you want certain skins and certain looks, you're going to pay for. Okay, give me that all day long, but give me content. We see there's developers out there that are doing it, that are their names are more prevalent than these other names that have history. Bungie with Halo. We talked about Crystal Dynamics and their history. We talked about BioWare and their history. Now these up and comers are giving these little kids and millennials a bunch of free stuff to play, and those names are in every home. They got plushies and little figurines that they're selling for these free games. I mean, they are monopolizing. Big wigs, OGs. What's up?
Well, the microtransaction is how they're paying for it. I mean, that's how you're paying for it. And don't get me wrong, if microtransaction will do it, then that's your resource. That's how you acquire your resources. I mean, it just remains to be seen. Like Marvel. I'm gonna tell you what Crystal Dynamics is banking with Marvel, because it's Marvel brand. You know what I'm saying? They're banking that most people that play it are so invested that they're gonna spend money on the microtransactions. And that's
I want my Hulk with the Zoot suit. I'm sorry, go ahead.
See what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying, Sean? But yeah, I mean, they do have their way, but I mean, it just remains to be seen. Well, I guess we'll see how substantial the content is, depending on how well those microtransactions are being sold. Which they ain't never gonna give us those numbers. Like Activision make more money on the microtransactions than they do the actual game.
Else.
And they don't hurt. Look, when you sell 30 million copies of a game, you are not hurting for money. You know what I'm saying? You're not hurting at all.
Right.
Sure are.
We'll see though.
I mean, I don't know. I think some of these companies too, like Epic's big. They're making a ton of money on Fortnite, Activision's making a ton of money on stuff, but I think some of them can bankroll more free content. So, like as an example, Bungie not partnering with Activision, but owning their own Destiny to, use the name of their game could be good. But we have to see if they can keep coming out with content, that just keeps people in the game and interested. Because there's only so much PvP you want to do sometimes.
Yeah.
Nobody's on, Plus, I haven't even completed one raid in Destiny 2 at all, which is sad.
And that is sad. I mean, and now that they got these trackers that you can see, there's certain raids I haven't even walked into. Then there's raids that I've attempted to, but then and I know it's on our end putting the team together and making sure that we mesh just to get it complete. But it's just to have a game that have content that's in it that you can only be fulfilled if you have the perfect setting. To me, that's a loophole there, but it's like there's something wrong with that. Why build something that you have to have the perfect setting just to complete or just to be involved with at all?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm getting shorthand.
I get the intention is to get more people to play together and, have clans and everything else, but it can be, and I know they've tried with setting up like LFG in the game itself, to help partner you with people better. But I mean, half the time you play with random people, it's not good.
Or what about real clan incentives to make you want to build a clan, and that your clan, there was a game I used to talk about back in the day, White Knight Chronicle. When you used to build groups and clans, you could make signature weapons that your clan would get. You could design it a certain way, you could have it a certain way, and if your people wanted to have that crystal bow, you could get it. And if you wanted to have that giant sword that looked like a feather, your clan had it. It made you unique than other groups. Put something together like that would make you want to put the clans together, and that you guys would want to complete certain things. Complete a raid and you get certain weapons out of that raid as a bonus that's different than anything else, that you can't use in PvP. That you can't use in PvP, So they can quit make it something nice, and then somebody says it's OP, and then all of a sudden they're going to nerf it with that. You know, balance. And I know we talked a whole bunch, and we're 33 minutes into this chat. I mean, I know we can continue. Let's do some round robin and let's get some final thoughts together, and we'll save some more pieces for next time. Start off with you, Sharks.
Well, yeah, I just, I'm interested to see what they can do with subscription model on these games here. But like you said, let's make sure we have fulfilling content and give me a reason to want to play more. Like I took a week off of a game, I don't really miss it that much. I miss hanging out with you guys, but so give us some better content. I mean, I have hopes for it, but let's see what happens. So,
yeah, okay, Smooth.
Well, you already know how I feel about Destiny, but I'm just gonna talk in general.
Let's talk in general.
In general, but like I said at the beginning, just be transparent. Going forward, just let people know what you got on your mind, what you like to give them. And just let the people decide. Let the people, a lot of people. I mean, it's a whole lot of subscription model games that's out there right now. I mean, that's very successful.
mm-hmm.
So I mean, people pay for what they want, but think about it, just give people what you say you give them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, whatever that may be, whatever dream you want to sell me, you want me to invest in, just give me that dream. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, transparency. Definitely agree.
Of course, yeah. If you paint the picture, let me know what I'm buying, and then if I choose to purchase it anyway, it's up to me. And this is wisdom coming out. We have 4 generations of gaming right here. From Atari. All of us sitting here with grays in our beards and everything. I love it. We're not going to just give our mindset on things.
If he'd have gave me about another, he was so pushy today. So I'd have dyed my little goatee. I'd have dyed.
Nah. This is old men on gaming. Old men. Not geriatric. We're still gamers. I don't have arthritis yet. The fingers, I can still shoot them up. But we have 4 decades of gaming, from Atari on up. And you love it. We love it. I want to be back out there, and I want to go back and feel the same feeling that I was feeling when I was first playing Nintendo games,
Yeah.
And that's the next time. I'm going to start talking about some consoles and how it went from family-oriented to, the hermit sitting off in the corner with all the best of the best. So I thank you guys for your time. I think this was a very good start promo. We'll get more in depth with things. We'll flow more, give our creative juices on games that we play, games that we want to play, ups and downs, and bring a lot of content to this. And I thank you both for your time and efforts and contributions.
All right. I'll see you guys online soon.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I would be on sometime. Well, I don't know when y'all get on. I'll be on sometime tonight. I'll be on.
I'll probably be on later too. So yeah. All right, gentlemen.
I stopped recording. Well, I thought I stopped recording. Hang on.